Before we move on to some of the weekend racing, it's a big weekend as well for BetBright, of course, because they sponsor 6 races on the card at Newmarket this weekend, including the Aphrodite Stakes, as Connor likes to call it. But the Aphrodite Stakes on at Newmarket this weekend. We will talk about that. Just want to touch on a couple of things that happened over the week just gone by. Roger Federer winning another Wimbledon. Greatest of all time was going to be what I wanted to ask you.
I read an article this morning actually that I think greatest tennis player of all time is almost, without question, I'm not sure that's really up for debate, I would have said at this point. There was an article today suggesting that potentially you could consider him the greatest athlete of all time. Yeah. Now I think that's a big shout, and there's a lot of big names in that.
Yeah. Depends what sport you love.
Ultimately, he won at Wimbledon. It's the 8th time he's won his 19th Grand Slam. He's been in 29 Grand Slam finals. I think of the 10 he's lost, 9 of them he's lost to either Djokovic or Nadal. I don't really see much of a debate for Roger Federer as the best tennis player of all time.
It used to be a debate, but it's not anymore. Like the most remarkable thing is at his age, he's doing it. Like tennis players are gone usually by the time they're 30.
Yeah, it's almost unbelievable, isn't it?
But he's never been power or anything. He's grace.
Yeah, it's just grace.
He's just graceful.
He's class.
He doesn't sweat. He's like an unbelievable.
It is because there is that performance-enhancing drugs question over sport, over tennis, and there is. It won't go away. Those blood bags with the Fertis case with Nadal, but the way Federer plays, it's never been a nutritional game.
Yeah.
The ball does most of the work.
That's
career.
My point. Like, he hasn't had to be.
He missed the French Open this year.
Yeah.
It's actually he's treated his body normally. It's not like one of these other athletes.
He's taken time this year to kind of give himself that chance to come back. There was a worry last year after he crashed out in the semi-final that we might be seeing the last of his days on grass.
Yeah. But he's minded his body so well.
Yeah, I think that would, like him winning at Wimbledon this year, I think will stand out for me as one of the big moments of the year.
It's huge.
It's also, the argument could be made, like, could he, like in context, could he be seen as, could the gap between him and the previous players considered the greatest be wider than we think? Because other players haven't done it in the same era where the same competition is there. Like initially he was looking at Hewitt and Roddick initially, but then it's very quickly become Murray, Nadal and Djokovic. And I'm not sure any other player, so he's won 19, I think Sampras won maybe 15 or 12 or something.
Something like that.
But I mean, the argument could be made, like he's gone to 10 finals and lost. So how far ahead could he potentially be in an era where they're not?
It's like people try and say that Serena is. She never had the same competition as Federer had.
No, she's bullied the division.
She's been bullying a poor division for years now. I mean, she's
but like if Venus had won the final, we might be talking about her in a similar vein as not as the greatest of all time, but in a similar vein in that I think it was 2000 or something she'd won it before.
Yeah. And again, is it not almost unbelievable?
Remarkable.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
Yeah, remarkable.
Yeah, but I think that's more to do with a weak division rather than how great.
Federer is the only one to reach the 4 Grand Slam finals in a single season, and he's done it 3 times. So I mean, that just strikes me as
that's enough.
That strikes me as a player who's
stop it. They're already dead.
Pretty far ahead of the game. And I think the fact that he's done it with such grace and like a real gentleman of the sport, that like everyone would say, I think it's great to see him win.
He was the only one of those. Remember the 3 lads in those Gillette ads, wasn't it? Tiger Woods.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Who was on it? Tiger Woods.
No, was it Nike? Was it Nike there all?
No, it was Gillette.
It was Gillette. And who was it again? Tiger Woods.
Henry, was it?
Tiger Woods, Henry, and Federer. And he was the only one to come out of it still okay,
PR from a PR perspective.
From a PR point of view.
What happened to Thierry Henry? Oh, there's the handball.
The handball.
God, that doesn't define his career unless you're Irish. Only if you're Irish that defines his career.
Defines his absolute career.
The rest of the world forgot about that.
His wife was Irish. She didn't talk to him for years.
As of 2:30 on a Thursday, PR-wise, his name is still intact. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
I think he's okay.
I think he's okay too. But.
No, the brand never came back.
No. I think Thierry's doing okay. That Sky deal is something I'd swap him for. Though. Like no worries. I think he's doing all right.